I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain.com, and this is my review and installation of the RedRock 4x4 Juggernaut Stubby Front Bumper with LED lights, fitting all 2007 and up JKs. Today we're going to talk through the installation of this front bumper, which is a very simple 1 out of 3 wrenches. This bumper will bolt directly in place of your factory front bumper. Like most aftermarket bumpers, this is a bolt-on installation that is very simple. You can probably get this done in under an hour in your driveway. We're also going to talk through the construction and a few of the features of this bumper. This is for those of you who are looking for a very unique looking bumper. This is going to be a bit of a polarizing mod. This drastically changes the front of your Jeep. It will add some protection to the front of your Jeep, especially if you wheel on those narrow trails. All of this steel up here is going to help push brush and branches away from the grille of your Jeep, but it is a lot of metal on the front of your Wrangler. This is going to be one of those love it or hate it mods, but for those of you that love it, it does offer a ton of features and a unique look, all at a fair price. For the construction, this is a stubby bumper at its core, and the benefits of a stubby bumper are that you can run a large 37-inch tire and flex off-road without the chance of having the tire rubbing the bumper. If you have a wide mid-width or of course a full-width bumper, you can have some clearance issues there. So again, that is one of the benefits to a stubby bumper. On top of the benefits of being able to run a larger tire with clearance, some of you just like the look of a stubby bumper, and there's nothing wrong with that. It does give you that off-road, more hardcore utilitarian look to your Jeep, and especially if you're running a set of narrow front fender flares, I think a stubby bumper is a really good look. Now, aside from that functionality, this bumper does have a lot of different features, starting with the one that's right in the name, the LED lights. This does have 2 holes cut in it, 4 square LED light pods, and of course the brackets on the back side so that you can mount those lights and still be able to adjust them. Now, this does come with lights, which is a great feature. You don't have to go out and purchase them separately. Everything comes in the box. However, the lights that it comes with aren't going to be the absolute brightest lights that you can find on the market. So you can certainly upgrade those lights down the line if you decided to do so, or if you're just looking for a marker light or something to throw a little bit of additional light out front, you can certainly stick with the ones that come in the kit. Now, aside from the feature that's right in the name, the most prominent one is this big tube steel cage that's right up on top of the bumper. And again, it is something that's polarizing. It is a love it or hate it mod. But one thing is for sure, it drastically changes the front of your Jeep. This will absolutely give you an aftermarket look. It will absolutely turn some heads for better or for worse. Now, it does have these large openings here, so you are going to have plenty of room to get your turn signals and your headlights to shine out through this grid of steel tubing. It does have 2 light mount tabs up on top, so on top of the 2 lights that you get in the bumper, you're also going to have the ability to mount some additional aftermarket lights as well. Now, right in the center here, as you can see, it does have a winch plate built right into it, right out of the box. It is a little bit sunken down, which gives it a nice clean and sleek look, and you don't have to buy any additional hardware to be able to mount a winch onto this bumper. Right out of the box, you're going to be good to go. Another feature that this has right out of the box are these D-ring brackets, and actually the D-rings themselves. These are going to bolt directly through the bumper into your frame horns, giving you a really strong point of contact on your Jeep. So whether you're using a snatch strap or you're using your winch, going to a snatch block around a tree and back to your bumper to double the pulling power of your winch, having the D-rings and the winch give you a lot of options for recovery and make sure you're going to get out of any sticky situation that you find yourself in. Now, going back to the lights for just a second, obviously this is a stubby bumper. There's not a ton of real estate. You're not going to be able to run your factory fog lights on this setup. Now, you could wire your factory fog light wiring harness into these lights. However, these lights do come with a simple 2-wire pigtail on the back side of them, like most other aftermarket LED lights do. So you are going to have to do some wiring. This is not going to be a plug and play wiring situation. You are going to have to do some wiring to get these lights hooked up. As I said before, the installation of this bumper is a very simple 1 out of 3 wrench installation. Now, with this bumper, because there are a bunch of different parts and pieces, there is a good bit of assembly to do on the ground. You're going to mount your lights inside the bumper, mount the frame up on top, you're going to mount your D-ring, although you are going to have to leave that loose because the same bolts that hold this D-ring bracket onto the bumper are the ones that hold the bumper onto the Jeep. So you'll get everything mocked up, but you're not going to be able to bolt it together until the bumper is actually on the Jeep. If you are going to be running a winch on this setup, I would recommend bolting it onto the bumper before bolting the bumper on the Jeep. It's just a lot easier to get to those winch mounting bolts while the bumper is on the ground. Now, when it's time to actually install this on the Jeep, the first step is, of course, removing your factory front bumper, which you'll do by removing the 8 nuts that hold it in place. You'll have to remove the splash shield in order to gain access to those bolts. You'll also remove the frame guard up on top, and of course, disconnect your fog light wiring harness and unclip it in order to remove the bumper without it still being attached onto your Jeep. Once that plastic bumper is out of the way, it's a simple matter of lifting your new bumper onto the frame horns and using the included bolts to bolt through directly into your frame horns, giving you that nice, strong connection. After that's done, if you are running a winch, of course, you'll have to wire that up. You'll have to wire up your lights. But in order to get the bumper installed itself, again, a very simple process that shouldn't take you more than an hour to complete with traditional hand tools. RedRock is known for making a high quality product at a fair price and packing a ton of features into those products as well. And as you can see with this bumper, it has the winch mount, the lights, the D-ring mounts, this cage up on top here which adds some protection and also a very different look. It has the additional light mounts up on top of the cage. It really does have a ton of features packed into one package, and it's going to do it at a fair price. Now, if you're looking for a bumper that's going to be nice and thick and heavy and offer the most protection possible, there are some other brands that build their bumpers out of a thicker material. If you're looking for a bumper that comes with lights that have the best possible light output, there are some other brands that I would steer you toward, or possibly just upgrading the lights that come in this bumper. But if you're looking for a good all-around bumper with a ton of features that drastically changes the look of your Jeep, all for a fair price, this is going to be a great place to look. So if you're somebody who looks at this bumper and just has to have it, loves the look, really wants that drastic change on the front of their Wrangler, this is going to be an excellent bumper to take a look at. Offers a ton of features, all at a fair price, and is easy to install. So that's my review of the RedRock 4x4 Stubby Juggernaut Front Bumper with LED lights, fitting all 2007 and up JKs that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.